NRL vid 090 back in our video today. This is my 2020 NRL season review for the Canberra Raiders. Like I said yesterday, if you were watching my Brisbane Broncos 2020 NRL season review, I will be making these each 16 clubs NRL reviews every day, I'll be going in alphabetical order. So obviously Broncos was yesterday, and I suggest you check that video out if you haven't. My season review for the Broncos, and go in alphabetical order. So today's yesterday's Broncos, today's Raiders, and tomorrow's the Bulldogs. So stay tuned for all that. But before I get into my 2020 NRL season review for the Raiders, I just want to say I want to give two shout outs and also another announcement. So the two shout-outs go to Georgios Arambatsis and Mustard Cat. I thank them both for just... And the reason why I'm giving them shout-outs is because they've been such great fans and showing great feedback to the channel all the time. Always commenting nice feedback, and I really appreciate it. I thought they really deserve shout-outs, those two, Georgios Arambatsis and Mustard Cat. And I just want to say thank you guys for it, and really appreciate it. And... hopefully you both enjoyed this video today, and everyone else that's watching. So they're my two shouts right there. So thanks again for the kind support, guys. And also another announcement. I am only 8 subscribers away from 400 subs. So if we can get 400 subs by Friday, that's the target, to get 400 subs by Friday. Hopefully I can get there. Okay. So if I can get 400 subscribers by Friday, I'll be making a massive video of shout-outs. So I might give about like 25, 20, 30, even 30 shout-outs to people because of the 400 subscriber achievement. So make sure, if you want a shout-out, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. So subscribe to the channel with the bell on, and comment. Feedback if you want to, that's optional. You can comment something about my video or something, and make sure to like all my videos all the time and stay active. So that gets you a shout out basically. So I'll be doing more shout out videos as well. So alright, this is my 2020 NRL season review for the Canberra Raiders. So this is how their 2020 season went. Obviously, it was very successful again. They didn't make the grand final like they did last year in 2019, but they made the finals, made the preliminary finals, and great achievement for Raiders. I thought that they were very successful again. Some of their younger players really stood up when they had some injuries during the year. I thought guys like Sammy Valame, Tom Starling, Hudson Young, they all good young talent, and they all stepped up for Canberra during those times when they had injuries in the forwards and backs, and that's one positive for Canberra this year. Another positive was that they didn't miss the top... Well, this isn't a great positive or anything, missing the top 4, but the positive, what I'm saying, is that they came 5th, and they still made the preliminary finals from being outside the top 4, so it's a good achievement, that, and they... the first week they knocked out the Sharks, and everyone expected that because Sharks weren't that great in the finals, and Canberra too good. And then the Raiders played the Roosters, and I was at that game. I did a vlog on that, and they really shocked them. They pulled their pants down that game. And then they played Storm, and they just weren't good enough, the Raiders. But it's a big achievement by them, coming from being outside the top 4, making the preliminary finals. But I thought that for a portion of their season, and they did miss Josh Hodgson at points. I mean, Josh Hodgson is like another Cam Smith, basically. You know how important he is. He just turns up consistently for Canberra. Great defender, such a smart player, good kicking game, very skillful as a leader. And he's an English hooker for a reason. So I think they missed Josh Hodgson. But guys like Tom Starling, Silva, Havili both stood up in those hooker roles, and they both rotated. And I thought that was a real positive for Canberra as well. But I think that they were a bit inconsistent at the start of the year, having losses against the Newcastle Knights, getting thrashed by them at Campbelltown. Then they lost to Manly, when Manly lost Tom Trbojevic, Dylan Walker, and Brad Parker, and the Raiders still lost that. And they were playing the Bulldogs in Canberra, and the Bulldogs led like 20 points, or like 20 points to 6, or 20 points to 12 or something, can't remember. But the Bulldogs well in front, and Raiders did come back and win. Good for them, but there's a bit of inconsistency there. But I'll say a lot of their season was successful, but there were like little bit of minor issues though. Like I don't think they were the same size last year, the Raiders, but they were good this year. So respect to them on that. But look, this is my star player for 2020 for the Raiders. It goes to Jack Wyden. I thought Jack Wyden was just phenomenal this year for Canberra. Obviously, it was like charging clock, so it could have maybe come into contention. Obviously, Josh Papali and all that, but I honestly thought Jack Wyden gets my Canberra Player of the Year, star player. Also got one the being the Clive Churchill medalist last in the grand final, and now this year in 2020 being the Daly M medal winner. It's remarkable by Jack Wyden. You can only think back 2 years ago, in 2018, he was having a lot of issues. He was, remember that thing, he was drunk, and he had that fight, and he got banned for the rest of the year, and just a shame on Jack Wyden, and then he lost his, Indigenous All-Stars jersey and all that, and rep honours, and lost respect by the Canberra fans and people, and 2019 makes a position switch from fullback to 5'8", and becomes really successful, and it's one of the good rugby league stories right there of Jack Wyden, the turnaround from him since 2018, and yeah, it's good to see an NRL player turn their career and form like that around. It's good to see, and Jack Wyden is a real success story, I think, in my opinion. So he gets my star player of the year in 2020. And my worst player, I know it's a bit harsh because he did have a okay end to the season, but the start was shocking, and that goes to Curtis Scott. Curtis Scott gets my worst Canberra Raiders player for 2020. I just think his defence was atrocious. He just could not defend. I remember that Manly and Raiders game back in round 6. He could not tackle Tom Turbo. Tom Turbo ran over the top of him 4 times, and he still couldn't tackle him. And he had I think Tavita Funa running him a few times, and Curtis Scott could not tackle Tavita Funa. And it isn't just Manly he had defensive issues against. It was against a lot of clubs. He struggled against the Cowboys at one point, I think, when they were playing them. I can't remember all the clubs he struggled having defensive issues against, but he was pretty bad on defensively, Curtis Scott, and he just doesn't, I don't think really fits in well with the Raiders. I think I was expecting bigger things from Curtis Scott in 2020 as a recruit for the Canberra Raiders, but nothing, it just wasn't good enough, wasn't to be, and just unlucky for Curtis Scott. So, I mean, hopefully he bounces back next year, but, I think that there's a lot of good young players and centres or wingers that Raiders have, and they could be all pushing for Curtis Scott's spot in the centres next year, so I think Curtis Scott's spot at Canberra isn't safe, but he did have an okay end to the season, but most of the year he was just poor, I thought, Curtis Scott. And my surprise packet player, this is my player who I did not expect to do much in 2020, or I did not expect to do anything at all, and that surprised me as a fan watching this player. So my surprise packet player of the year award goes to Tom Starling. Tom Starling, what a great player. I did not know this about Tom Starling. Tom Starling just really shocked me. I thought that he was just an average backup hooker who's young with a bit of promise, but that was about it. And but he has more than promise. He has potential. He doesn't have just promise. He has potential. Tom Starling, and recently the Raiders actually re-signed Tom Starling for another 2 or 3 years, I think, and that's really good by the Raiders. But it'll be interesting to see when Josh Hodgson's back next year how Tom Starling fits into that side. Does he become the backup hooker again, or does he start off the bench for Canberra in the jersey number 14 or something? Because it's pretty clear Josh Hodgson will start, because Josh Hodgson's not a bench player or a backup player. There's no way in the hell he is that. So it'll be interesting to see where Tom Starling fits in the Canberra Raiders side next year, whether that's off the bench or backup hooker. But I'll tell you what, Tom Starling's the Raiders' future, that's for sure. So good on Raiders for re-signing him, because a lot of clubs are after his signature. But what a special player Tom Starling is. I remember that against the Sharks in round 25 in the final round of the season, he absolutely dominated that game. And against the Bulldogs, he had a very strong game. And he had a lot of strong games this year, I thought, Tom Starling. And he's a player to look out for in the future. I think that he has a big future, Tom Starling. And, I think that he definitely will... he'll definitely be one of the best hookers in the game, in my opinion, in the next couple of years. Or at least be one of the top ones. So, yeah, Tom Starling is my surprise packet player of the year. But, overall, I'm going to rate the Raiders season a 7 out of 10. I think that they could have been a little bit better, but obviously when you have injuries, it just doesn't it doesn't help. But like I think Raiders have some very good depth though. Canberra have good depth. Obviously they had injuries at CNK, Townsville Clockshead and others. They had good feelings. I thought Raiders, so their depth's pretty strong. But you want to hear my crystal ball? My crystal ball for the Canberra Raiders in 2021 is that they should finish in the top 4 next year. The Raiders with the team they have, but I would be still a little bit I'm not really concerned, but just a little bit concerned on who that centre spot could be, because I don't know if Curtis Scott's the answer for the Raiders in that left centre role for Curtis Scott. So I don't know if Raiders are going to choose someone else in the centres over Curtis Scott. Just depends, but I don't have much concerns for Canberra in 2020. I feel like that have a really strong side, and also I guess another concern could be who replaces John Bateman and who replaces Nick Cotric in the wing. I feel like it's going to be Semi Valame, who could possibly replace Nick Cotric in the wing, because Valame's proven, I reckon, and maybe replacing. I don't know if you do this. I don't know if you move Hudson Young to the back row to replace John Bateman in the back row next year, or do you move Joe Tarpany to the back row and put Hudson Young at lock, or Corey Horsburgh at lock and move Tarpany in the back row? I don't know, but I think they need to find some good replacements for them. But or do you put Corey Harawira in the back row? Is that an option for Canberra? It should be, in my opinion, but we'll see what happens with the Raiders next year. But yeah, my crystal ball for the Raiders in 2021 is that they will have another successful season, I think, Canberra, and they should be in the top 4, I reckon, but anything can happen. But guys, that's my 2020 Cam Raiders NRL season review. So hopefully enjoy. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and please help me get to 400 subs. It'd be great. So see you guys in the next ones, and see you tomorrow for my Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs season review. So guys, see you then.